Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you had a great Christmas break. Things are going to look maybe a little bit different this semester as far as some things we're going to do. So hang in there. I've got y'all. I'll explain some stuff. First thing, we have a new type of assignment we're going to do. It's called a Frayer model. It's to help you with your vocab. So some of your teachers might have been doing this in their classes, and that's great. That means you're already kind of familiar with this. Attached to majority of your, presentations, my lecture videos now will be this assignment. It'll be a grade. Yay! No more notes or just telling me what you learned from the presentation. You get to do vocab. Don't worry, in-class kids will get to do this too. So, you're going to have a definition right here. Well, you're going to put your name here. Then, I have graciously gone through and added all the vocab words you need on there. This is a background. This vocab word is removable. Please do not remove the vocab word. But you will need to add your own text boxes, text box, whatever you want to call it. I added one for you guys. That's my one freebie. Make sure you add your own text box. So this is, if we were doing this slide, you would give me the definition of water cycle right here. Then you would give me some characteristics of a water cycle right there. Then you would, so characteristics might be runoff, evaporation, precipitation, things like that. Examples. Use a real life example. So a pond losing water to evaporation. That is a part of the water cycle. That's a real life example. Rain running out of your yard and going into the ditch and then to the gutter. That's a water example of the water cycle. Rain falling out of the sky is a water cycle example. Non-examples. So this is where, this is something you would easily confuse with an example. So this is something, oh, that's a part of the water cycle, but no, it's really not. You're going to do this for all of the vocab words I give you. This one's really easy. There's only 6. Y'all should be able to handle that. So make sure you do that. Now getting into our presentation, the water cycle. So we're going to start in a lot on this semester on water cycle and watersheds and more of the environment and your abiotic factors within the aquatic realm versus fishes and sharks and dolphins and whales. So there's a fun little YouTube rap that you can go watch. So water never leaves the earth. It is constantly being cycled through the atmosphere, ocean, and land. This process is known as the water cycle. It's driven by energy from the sun. The water cycle is crucial to the existence of life on our planet. We need the water cycle to live, to keep everything in balance. If we didn't have the water cycle, oceans would overflow and then never get refilled and all that fun stuff. So, you have storage of water in the atmosphere up here. You have precipitation. It rains or it becomes snow. And then it melts, it becomes runoff to streams, becomes groundwater when it seeps into the ground. Then you have a spring, then you have your little freshwater storage, but it also goes to the oceans, and there's your surface runoff, and then it evaporates and becomes clouds again. So the water cycle is composed of many parts. So your evaporation, precipitation, condensation, transpiration, runoff, all that good stuff. This is a much simplified picture of all of that. You should be somewhat familiar with the water cycle. So during the part of the water cycle, the sun heats up liquid water and changes it to a gas by the process of evaporation. Water that evaporates from Earth's oceans, lakes, rivers, and moist soil rises up into the atmosphere. So there's evaporation. Did we just cover evaporation? Yes, we just covered evaporation. This is like when you boil water and all that steam that comes off when you're boiling water, that's evaporation. Now we're moving on to transpiration. So the process of evaporation from plants is called transpiration. So a non-example of transpiration could be evaporation. In other words, it's like the plants are sweating or perhaps exhaling. So when you transpire or sweat, that's kind of like a human example. When humans exhale, we release water vapor as well. That's why if you've noticed when you've worn a mask, it kind of gets steamy and humid in your mask if you wear it for a while. It's because your breath is warm and moist. Condensation. So as water in the form of a gas rises higher in the atmosphere, it starts to cool off and become a liquid again. It's called condensation. When a large amount of water vapor condenses, it results in the formation of clouds. Then we have precipitation. So when the water in the clouds gets too heavy, the water falls back to Earth, and this is called precipitation. Runoff. So just to clarify, precipitation is your rain, sleet, hail, snow, anything that falls out of the sky that's water formed. Runoff. So when rain falls on the land, some of the water is absorbed into the ground, forming pockets of water called groundwater. Most groundwater is eventually returned to the ocean. Other precipitation runs directly into streams or rivers. Water that collects in rivers, streams, and oceans is called runoff. So you have clouds with rain, then you have the snow in the mountains, and this is kind of like a really incorrect, somewhat correct, but not really, because that says evaporation, and that should be transpiration of the water cycle. It's cute though. And then we have a video on the water cycle. Y'all can go watch, and we are done. Welcome back. Make sure you have everything done by the end of the week. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure on those vocab slides, you have to add your own text boxes to everything. And don't make everything all crazy. Make it look nice and neat and pretty, please. And don't do stuff in like yellow hard to read font. I don't care what color font you use. Just make sure it's like something easily readable. Thanks. Have a great day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.